Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Before Coffee. It is Tuesday. What does that mean? Good news. Yes, we've got all good news, inspiring stories, and a lot of news about transportation so we can move this globe as we should deserve, right? Moving across the globe. No one can stop us. Going speed of light. And also, there's some dog hotel in there for some reason. I don't know.
Dogs good travel too.
Coffee, the father and daughter comprehensive news of Planet Earth podcast, where we look up our stories 10 to 15 minutes before we started. We've just got caffeine in our body, and we're learning to read live on stream. Let's get into today's good news stories. Today on Good Tues News Day. Amsterdam to Paris in 45 minutes. Dutch Hyperloop tests show promising results.
And we're going to talk about a electric motorcycle is probably going to kill gas motorcycles forever.
European airport opens a luxury dog hotel to make traveling easier for pet owners.
And also on Good Tues News Day, where we have American cities are converting to green bus stops.
Hits from the bong. Music obsessives rescue the sound of Spain's ancient bells.
It's from the bong. And it's National Great American Pot Pie Day. Pot pie. So get yourself some food, I guess. Get yourself some coffee. It's September 23rd, 2025 on Before Coffee.
Yep, that first day of fall is already hitting here in the Netherlands. It's freezing cold.
Yeah, I fell three times already.
Like yesterday, I think, last weekend, warm. It was really warm, and then suddenly, time to get the winter jacket out. It's like somebody flipped a switch. It's crazy.
Yeah,
how that happens.
Your days are probably getting way shorter, way faster. Yeah, right, because you're up there, higher.
The sun's already going
latitudes.
down at around, I want to say 7. So.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I have to start doing yoga before the show instead of after the show, because
pretty soon we'll be setting our clocks.
I like doing yoga during the when the sun's up. So when the sun's down, I'm like, ugh. Yoga in the dark, not so
pretty
fun.
Soon we'll be doing it. Yeah, pretty soon we'll be doing that stupid daylight savings nonsense again, which
we're still doing that.
Nobody can still explain to me. I'm 62. I still don't understand what it exists. It makes no sense. But yeah, they're supposed to be getting rid of it, but it never goes away. What the hell is that?
I don't know.
It passed Congress. I think it passed Congress 400 to nothing when it passed. Nobody voted against eliminating this bullshit, switching the clocks. Nobody voted against it, and we still have it. What the hell? I don't get it. This setting the clocks back
it's
shit doesn't accomplish anything.
When you have
not
a
damn
government.
Thing.
Also, hello, Rex. Sorry, I didn't see you come in. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, it takes 5 years for the government to do anything, right? If it's not important, if it's not
that's just the U.S. government.
Missiles or something, let's take our time changing the clocks.
We were talking about this when we were in Greece.
Yeah.
That was in 2022. Yeah.
They wanted to specifically keep it
just amazing.
I thought they wanted to keep it at winter time permanently. I thought.
The thing was done for factories because they didn't want to light their factories or whatever. But to me, it's just make people go to work an hour earlier. What's the big fucking deal? It definitely ain't for farmers. Why is that for farmers? Farmers will go, fuck what the hell time it is. The sun comes up, the sun comes down. It doesn't matter what time it is.
Yeah, they don't have a meeting.
The sun isn't going, boy, I better not rise today. I got an hour to wait. No, the sun's looking at its watch. No, it don't fucking matter to farmers. Farmers don't care. It's either raining or it's not raining. Those are frost. Those are the things they care about. The weather, the time is irrelevant to them. Irrelevant. So it never made any sense to me. For factories, just have the factories go in earlier. What's the big deal? Anyway.
Our first I think our
right,
first
sorry.
segue is a
Do a show.
non-sequitur. Going on
Let's
your
do a
first rant of the
show.
day, I see. Yeah.
Non sequitur, right? Yeah. Well, I've only had one cup of coffee.
Hey, let's get starting with my first story, which is about a Hyperloop system opening up in the Netherlands, which they are trying to maybe get passengers by 2030. So they're doing enough tests, make sure it's safe, and then they're going to let people get on the train. This is by Rosalind Mann with AP on Euronews. Euronews Next, where their the future of the world. So, Elon Musk floated a Hyperloop idea over a decade ago. Did this Dutch company do it first? Yes, because Elon Musk is your con man. So he's just trying to make money.
No, he's
Imagine commuting in a capsule through a long tube, floating on magnetic fields, and doing that speed at 700 kilometers an hour. This potential new form of mass transit is getting closer to becoming a reality, according to the Dutch company Hartst Hyperloop. Hyperloop is a depressurized tube in which passengers' capsules travel at extreme speed thanks to pressure. So physics. This is an idea many engineers around the world have been working on since it was proposed more than a decade ago. The Tesla SpaceX boss said it could shuttle passengers nearly 645 kilometers between Los Angeles and San Francisco in 30 minutes. No one in the world has yet to succeed in commercializing it. I mean, he just built the tunnels and then stopped. I don't know. He funneled that money into something. The Dutch Hyperloop developer Hart has achieved significant improvements in the last 12 months. Last year, the speed was 30 kilometers per hour. This year, engineers successfully increased it to 85 kilometers an hour, reaching the maximum speeds possible in a test tube. We have been doing a lot of testing. Over 700 test runs, improving our test platform, reducing the weight over 45%, increasing its lift capability by over 20%. Roel van de Pas, managing director of Hart Hyperloop, said. We increased the thrust, the capacity to accelerate by some 50%. We've achieved speeds which are 200% on top of what we could do before, Van der Pas said. Van der Pas. Eventually, they aim to have the capsules speeding through tubes at up to 700 kilometers per hour, essentially cutting down the travel time between Amsterdam and Paris 45 minutes. Of course, you have to build the tunnels to Paris first, because currently there are no... I think they're trying to do an above-ground Hyperloop, which seems really dangerous. Personally, for me, because I always feel like things are safer under the ground, especially if you don't have any earthquakes. I feel like things are safer in the ground where no run into them.
Yeah, you can stabilize a tunnel.
Yeah. I mean, looking at what the images, right, the video they have here, just like a metal tunnel above ground, almost looks like, that you would oil in, an oil pipe. But big enough for a human being. Anyways, my story continues. It will change the society and the way of living and the way of working, says Kees Mark, the managing director of European Hyperloop Center. On the other hand, sustainability is one of the main issues we have. Also proven in tests that you can transport with very low energy consumption. That's because magnets uses a lot less energy than if you were to put a combustion engine in there. The European Hyperloop Center in Veendam, northeast of the Netherlands. Well, it's in the northeast of the Netherlands, not northeast of the country, the Netherlands. Houses a 400-kilometer test tube, which is the longest Hyperloop test track in Europe. So maybe that's where they're gonna.
Next to Belgium.
Huh?
Is that next to Belgium? Would that be northeast? Sorry.
Yes, because the entirety of the Netherlands is northeast of Belgium. It's like this, right? It's like an eastern coast.
What are you laughing at? I'm just asking a question.
Yeah, I'm just saying. The entire country of the Netherlands is northeast of Belgium.
So for everybody out there that's not a geography major like me, not for me specifically.
Full judgment. Anyways, the European Hyperloop Center in Veendam houses a 420-meter test tube, which is the longest Hyperloop test track in Europe, made up of 34 separate sections, mostly 2.5 meters in diameter. A vacuum pump sucks out the air to reduce the pressure, reducing drag, which allows capsules to travel at high speeds. Just think of drag like lubrication, but for the air. And the more you reduce the drag, the less friction, the more lubricated the air is, and the more the faster you. Well, so I shouldn't say the faster you go,
underground,
but the less resistance, right? If you push something with no drag through something, it'll just keep it going like space.
And if there's no wind, you don't have drag either. Underground, there's no wind.
Hence why they're reducing
create a wind tunnel.
Pressure. They're trying to create as much close to a vacuum as possible. Mark added that the Hyperloop is more efficient than short-haul flights, high-speed rail, freight trucks, but it will involve significant investment in infrastructure. Yeah, you have to build the Hyperloop bit.
Yeah, you should put it underground.
Building a Hyperloop requires significant investment in infrastructure. Setting the technology to this point has not been easy, according to the Dutch developer. ART hopes to conduct the first test with passengers on board by 2030. We're also shifting our attention a little bit from more fundamental questions to more commercial questions. Really making sure that the technologies are not just fit for technological feasibility, said Roel van der Pas, the managing director. We already went over that he's the managing director. You don't have to say it again. But they also become optimized for commercial certified products that we can really travel in. You and I, as real passengers, that's the next plan. I think they should just work on a freight system. That sounds way more useful than people.
Freight? Freight requires a lot more what we call horsepower, more torque, right? Because you're pulling heavier loads. So I don't even know. I think freight also has a problem of being not, for the most part, non-aerodynamic, right? Yeah. I'm just saying. It seems like the foolishness to try to think this is going to be a freight line. I would just use it for passengers only. Freight lines going 450 miles an hour. Yeah, I'm just saying, loads are hard to stabilize. You have to stabilize a load. People, you just strap them in.
I'm sure you can.
You
can do freight that isn't gonna explode. Like
not explode.
All those Amazon packages.
Roll around, come loose.
All that Amazon.
There's just so many variables there's so many more variables with freight. You're gonna have crashes. Freight trains crash all the time in the United States. I'm sure they crash everywhere all the time. They always come off the rails.
Last year or the year before, every single month we had another freight train accident. It's very common. You were doing that for a while.
Yeah. I wouldn't be putting my perfectly aerodynamic train with a bunch of freight in there and hoping that it lasts a long time. I'm saying it's just too much stress. I don't see the practical application for freight. That's why this is why freight is still sent over freight trains instead of airplanes. Because it's, the wide variety of loads you
doing
can
weird
have.
Shit in the sky either. That's my story, though. So
yeah, to me, freight implies heavy. Yeah, sorry. All right, so my non sequitur is maybe they can hook up this Hyperloop to Elon Musk's new So let me knocking stuff over. Maybe you can hook this up to Elon Musk's brand new under the Atlantic system that he's putting in. I'm sure he started it by now, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm sure he's taken his own money and invested it in all of this, right? I'm sure Leon's all into that now. He's all buried all of his own money into it. Not a chance. He gets government money. Every project he's ever done is government money. We keep acting like it's not. Okay, sorry. That was my non sequitur. I don't want to drag it too far.
You don't have to apologize for it. That's what you're supposed to do. Also, hello, Gandhi.
I just had to put the brakes on it.
Anybody else interested in getting in the Hyperloop? First person to be sent down the.
I'll do a
Hyperloop.
Train metaphor.
Reminds me of a song. And you're going to talk about more transportation.
Right, I had to do a transportation metaphor there. I had to pull that non sequitur into the station and put the brakes on it and stop it before it got out of hand. We don't want to run away non sequitur. And we're going to go talk about motorcycles, this type of transportation. This is from leftlanenews.com. This kills gas motorcycles forever, it says in the headline. Honda's first electric bike charges to 80% in 30 minutes. But how long does it take to charge to 100%? Let's see. We're not going to read the in the nutshell part. In a significant move, Honda has unveiled its first electric motorcycle. Did I name the person's name? Noah Bennett, in case I didn't mention it already. In a significant move, Honda has unveiled its first electric motorcycle, the WN7, marking a new chapter in the company's storied history. This electric bike, recently showcased on the global stage, comes just days after Honda released its initial visuals. While the name is up for debate, the WN7 represents Honda's commitment to innovation and sustainability as the world grapples with environmental challenges. The introduction of electric vehicles by leading manufacturers like Honda is a promising step towards reducing carbon emissions and promoting cleaner transportation solutions.
That sounds like something from
Honda's
their PR docket right there.
No shit, right? Well, you know what though? It's all a part of getting greener. That's what we want to do. Honda's announcement of the WN7 electric motorcycle has generated significant interest within the industry. The bike, which was first conceptualized at last year's EICMA, it's an acronym for something which I have probably not run across yet.
Continuation.
Commercial Market Association.
Innovation. I don't know.
We'll maybe find it later. Mark's on it. The bike, which was first conceptualized at last year's EICMA, marks Honda's entry into the burgeoning electric motorcycle market. I'm not sure why electric motorcycles haven't become more popular, like sooner. Because it seems to me
you can lose your arm from them.
You can lose your arm from a gas-powered motorcycle. You can lose your arm from a bicycle. I mean, that's still not a reason. I mean, they're quiet.
So
I'll tell you that. They're quieter.
The Milan Motorcycle Show, but I don't know why it's called.
All right.
The EICMA. I don't know what that stands for.
It's in Milan. It's because it's in another language.
It's in Italian.
The name Italian.
It's
right.
Associazione Internazionale Ciclo Motociclo e Accessori. Yeah, basically
Mamma mia!
Like
you need to work on your
bike. You need
to work on your
Italian. I think is probably that.
You got to work on your Italian, and that took long. I'm just joking. The name WN7 reflects the bike's core design philosophy, with the W symbolizing the wind, be the wind, and the N denoting its naked design. Yeah, you're not supposed to wear clothes. Wait. No, that's not what that means. The number 7 highlights its power capabilities. While the name may not resonate with everyone, it underscores Honda's focus on performance and innovation. Call it the WN7. Who gives a shit what it's called? Why do people get hung up on what shit is called? Like it's really important. Production of the WN7 is expected to begin in late 2025 with a market release planned for early 26. The timeline aligns with Honda's strategic goals to expand its electric vehicle lineup. The company's swift transition from concept to production ready model reflects its commitment. You're right, this does sound like a commercial. Reflects its commitment to meeting the growing demand for eco-friendly transportation solutions. As the WN7 makes a global debut, industry experts are keen to see how it will perform in a competitive market.
Special offer, 50% off.
The WN7 is powered by an 18 kilowatt water-cooled motor that delivers approximately 73.7 pounds-feet of torque, akin to the performance levels of a 600cc motorcycle. This setup promises a thrilling yet efficient ride, appealing to both urban commuters and motorcycle enthusiasts. The bike's powertrain is complemented by a belt drive, ensuring smooth and reliable performance on the road. And no gear switching. You're just going to go right down the road.
I know what all of these words mean as a car lover myself.
I imagine. I mean, it does say the powertrain. It doesn't say gear train. It says powertrain. So there's no gears.
You don't need
One
gears.
of the most talked about aspects of the WN7 is its fixed lithium-ion battery. Of course, while Honda initially considered a swappable battery. Huh?
It's swappable.
I thought you said something.
No, I'm just commenting on what you're saying.
Yeah, the best thing about to me for batteries in any vehicle, right? If I'm pulling into a station to charge, there should be a swappable battery option, right? I can give you
That's
my
fair.
battery, trade it for your fully charged battery. You can keep my battery. You can check it for capacity or whatever, and I pay you the difference in charge plus a little premium just because I want to get back on the road and not sit there and wait for the charger.
Well, if I can share a quick tangent with you, I know this isn't technically a motorcycle, it's actually like a moped, but they do that in China. Or at least I've seen footage of it in China. Right. They have little garages full of a bunch of batteries.
That's
charging.
The way to do it.
Yeah, and then you just go in there, you pay, you do your contactless payment, you put yours in, take another one out, put it in the back of your moped, and keep going.
Yeah, like the old days with cell phones. When the old days when you could take your cell phone battery out, I'd have 2 batteries. I'd always have one on the charger because it didn't last that long.
No. Yeah, now we have all those those charging hubs, I guess. That's what we have 15 of those in our bags now.
And plus every phone has a battery you can't take out anyway. But they need to do the opposite with cars. With like electric cars. We're already getting rid of the oil changes and all the other crap that goes on in a car, right? Tune-ups. What's your tune-up? Oh, it's either running or it's not.
I need new brake pads.
Let's go back to the story. Yeah, you still need brakes. Don't forget about that. Brake pads are not going away. You still have to stop. One of the most talked about aspects of it. Yeah, brake pads that'll stop you from that electrical car or electrical motorcycle acceleration, which can't be topped. You're not going through gears like you are in an electric car or a internal combustion engine. One of the most talked about aspects of the WN7, as we're getting back to the story, is its fixed lithium-ion battery. While Honda initially considered swappable battery setup, the final design opts for a fixed unit offering a range of 81 miles. That's not exactly desirable myself, a swappable thing like I just said. The range is suitable for daily commuters and city travel, but may fall short for long-distance journeys. Well, you just get a better system then. The WN7 supports more home charging, both home charging and automotive-grade CCS2 rapid charging, allowing users to recharge from 20 to 80% in just 30 minutes. This feature provides convenience and flexibility for riders with busy schedules. 30 minutes isn't exactly a short time period. The WN7 is equipped with advanced technological features that enhance the riding experience. A 5-inch TFT display provides essential information, while a road sync smartphone connectivity offers seamless integration with mobile devices. Exclusive electric motor menus further enhance usability, catering to tech-savvy riders. Oh, I'm tech-savvy. Look at me, I'm tech-savy. The bike's design maintains the Street Fighter aesthetic. Street Fighter? Holy crap. Are we getting fights with this shit?
It's a video game. I think it's based off of the video game Street Fighter, not I hope.
Nothing like including violence. Nothing like including violence in your selling points. The bike's design maintains the Street Fighter aesthetic and the terrorism, I don't know what the hell you want from the violence here. Aesthetic seen as initial reveal. With sweeping lines and single-sided swing arm, the WN7 boasts a modern and aggressive look. The inclusion of LED lighting and additional controls and left-hand switch gear adds to its
motorcycle, dude. Water cooling, LED lights, Street Fighter.
A notable feature is the 20-liter undersized. A notable feature is the 20-liter under-seat storage space, which is especially beneficial with daily commuters seeking practicality alongside performance. 20 liter. That seems pretty big. Honda has priced the WN7.
20 liters.
This is only priced at $17,000.
Like a full trash.
Honda has priced the WN7 at approximately $17,700, positioning it as a premium offering in the electric motorcycle market.
That's cheaper than a car. Well, a new car.
Yep, that's true. You just definitely can't put as much in a motorcycle, but yeah, it's cheap. The price point reflects the advanced technology and performance capabilities of bike. However, it also places the WN7 in direct competition with other electric motorcycles and scooters that offer similar, better range at lower costs, unfortunately. The WN7's introduction highlights Honda's strategic efforts to capture a share of the growing electric vehicle market. Environmental concerns continue to drive demand for cleaner transportation options, as the WN7 offers a sustainable alternative for motorcycle enthusiasts. And motorcycle enthusiasts want to make noise. I've learned that.
Yeah.
Motorcycle enthusiasts are annoying. They are annoying. They drive Harleys. Harleys are the noisiest thing on a highway by far. If my car made the same noise as a Harley did, I would get a ticket every single day.
Now, this is the other reason why a lot of people don't turn to electric cars, because they also want to hear their car engine.
Yeah, this is why South Park made that one cartoon about Harley drivers. I won't get into it. As they came up with a new meaning for the word FAGGOT, and it was to describe Harley riders. They just make too much goddamn noise. All right. That was from South Park, not me. As Honda embarks on his electrifying journey with the WN7, it raises intriguing questions about the future of transportation. How will the integration of electric vehicles impact mobility and environmental sustainability years to come? It's very simple. Motorcycles don't use a lot of gas to begin with. I think you get upwards to 100 miles to the gallon on a motorcycle because you basically just got a two-stroke engine line. Not really using a lot of gas to get going.
Right? It's less. You're pulling less, so you need less power.
And all motorcycles are almost all motorcycles, I believe, are air cooled. They don't have a carburetor. This one needs to be water cooled. So there's another little expense you would have to go to.
Can be pretty light.
Right. Yeah, but water cooling is not necessarily water. It's going to be antifreeze.
It's actually an oil.
Heat safe oil. It's a petroleum thing that does not evaporate. So
it's very
there's
common
your
in computer rigs. You can do water cooling in your.
There's your little story on motorcycles.
Yep, Gandhi says he needs to worry about his blinker light fluid. That's what he's worrying about.
Blinker light fluid. You're probably using the wrong brand.
That will never go away either. Okay, well, this reminds me of a song about how nobody's going to take my bike. I'm going to race it to the ground. Nobody's going to beat my bike. It's going to break the speed of sound. It's a killing machine. It's got everything. Like a driving power, big fat tires and everything. We love it. We need it.
I love it.
We bleed it. It's a wild hurricane. All right? Hold tight. I'm a highway star. Welcome.
Hey, you're a highway star.
I love that song. It's probably the best driving song ever made. I don't care.
Nobody gonna take my bike by Deep Purple.
Yeah, sorry. Very good. I wish I could sing it like him, but I can't. It's a bit too early for me to go straight into like male falsetto. Yeah.
I need it.
You just sound like a baby crying.
I know, right? Well, you know, I haven't done my vocal warm-ups today.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't done them either, so I'm not going to attempt it. Let's roll our segue for my next story. I can, just thinking of having to do the falsetto is making my throat close. It's like, my body's like, do not do that, Allison, do not. I think it was an alliteration, but it might be a limerick. Let me confirmation says. Give me. Tell me. Alliteration
headline. I need a pen either way. Oh, all right.
Reading is hard.
And this is transportation related again, no? Or
no,
not?
This is where you're going after the end of your long journey. A little luxury hotel in Rome for your dog. This is by Francesco Sportelli. We were just talking about Milan, right? So while Milan's making, showing off the best and greatest motorcycles, Rome is opening up a luxury hotel for your dog. This is, I already said who it's by, Francesco Sportelli. Pet owners grappling with perennial dilemma of holiday care for their beloved dogs now have a novel solution at Rome's here we go. I need to work on my Italian. Fiumicino International Airport. The airport has unveiled Dog Relice. Oh, I see French, but I know it's Italian. One of Europe's first on-site canine hotels, designed to alleviate the stress and logistical challenges faced by fur parents before a trip. Innovative service mirroring an earlier initiative in Frankfurt even includes a staff who collects pets directly from the terminal, allowing travelers to proceed straight to their departure gate. This project is fitting in a strategy to provide a very immersive experience to passengers, said Maria Lena Blasi, Chief Commercial Officer at Aeroporti di Roma, the company that manages Italian capital's 2 airports. In this case, we provide service to dogs and the owners of dogs. Basic rooms at the dog hotel cost about €40 or $47. Feature temperature-controlled floors and private gardens. For timid or solitary dogs can be kennels at the edge of the facility, where they interact with staff rather than other dogs in a common grass pen. At night, ambient music has a frequency with a low soft tone, 432 Hz. Time for relaxation is piped in through the room's speakers. Of course, the reason they have to do that is, looking at the picture here, this hotel for dogs is right next to the airport. You can see a plane in the background. There's going to be a lot of airport sounds. There are optional extras that range from usual grooming, bathing, and teeth services to more indulgent, such as aromatherapy with lavender or peppermint scents to help induce calm, or arnica cream rubbed in the aching muscles and joints. Wow. Only for that package is only like €60. That's crazy. I don't know if it's a day. It must be for a day, right? It can't be the whole thing. For like $60 a day for this luxury experience for your dog. Owners unsatisfied with standard issue webcams for checking in on their canines from afar screen for a €60 or $70 premium room equipped with a screen around the clock video calls. They can even pamper their pet by tossing a treat via an application dispenser. The facility not only provides the services to travelers, but also dog owners who need daycare. Working in human resources for Airport Roma, Alessandro Morelli regularly leaves her 2-year-old chocolate-colored Labrador retriever there. Since I've been able to bring Nina to this dog hotel, my life and the balance between my personal and professional life have changed. It allows me to enjoy my working day and my personal travels with total peace and tranquility, said Morelli, 7. Dario Chiasarini, 32, started bringing his Rottweiler puppy, Athena, to dog relays for training. Another service they offer was a train your dog too, because it's clean, well organized, and its information was accessible. And he said he plans to check his beloved pup into the hotel whenever he and his girlfriend travel. We will rely on them without hesitation and without doubt, both because we got to know the people who work there, which for us is essential, and because of the love they have for the animals and the peace of mind of knowing they are entrusting Athena to, said Chiasarini, who works in car sales. There's certainly a service that, if we should need it, we will make use of. Dog Hotel proved popular so far. All 40 rooms were occupied in August, when Italians take their customary summer vacations, and millions of passengers come through Fiumicino, occupied average almost 2/3 since doors opened in May, said Lassi. Same month, the Dog Hotel opened. Italy's commercial aviation authority rules to allow large dogs to fly inside plane cabins for domestic flights, provided they are inside secure crates. First such flight will take off on September 23rd. Transport Minister Matteo Salvini. Salvini admits that while many are happy with having their pups on the plane, others may feel annoyed. However, at a pet conference in September 16th, he said, "You can always have to use judgment, but for me, the source of pride is what a step forward from the civilization." That's right. Those dogs are going to replace us someday. I can't wait. We're going to make them smarter. We're going to teach them how to fly planes. And then when we inevitably end the world due to our plastic pollution, dogs will take over. They'll be okay without us.
Less AI and more CI.
There, but I just
less AI, right?
I know there's probably people out there who are thinking, why are we humanizing dogs so much? But let's be honest, we've been doing it for thousands of years.
Humans aren't that great.
That's why dogs even exist.
Let's not drag dogs down by comparing them to humans. Dogs are actually more loyal. They care more about you. Humans are like, fuck that guy.
Unconditional, yeah.
Dogs
Only humans stayed 4 years old forever.
Mm-hmm.
Better off.
Right? Less AI and more CI, right? More canine intelligence. Ready for the headline?
Yes.
The headline for your story should have read, this is how I'm going to read my alliteration headlines from now on. The headline of your story should have read, Canine compartment cater completely to calm corgi and collie. That's what your headline should have read.
Quiet time. A massage with some oil.
Are they going there in a luxury train too? They're going there to a luxury train? Like, oh, look at me. My kibble's in a
Hyperloop train.
My kibble's fed to me on a velvet pillow. Ooh. And then they chew up the velvet pillow and eat it. And
delicious. Okay, my next segue is limerick for your next story.
Dogs are also like 4-year-olds in that they're all constantly chewing on stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that stuff.
The teething years, which don't stop till you're like 15, I think. It's when you finally get your permanent wisdom teeth or whatever.
I never got all my wisdom things teeth since I was 15, but I don't know.
Okay. Did you spin the wheel? Did you spin the wheel?
Yes, I did. I got limerick, and it's your story.
All right. WashingtonPost.com has a story. Zachary Balkoff. I had a Zachary ball cough the other day. Ball cough, yeah. That's really painful cough. It hurts everywhere, including your balls. It's called a ball cough. Doctor gave me a shot, and I'm better. Zachary Balkoff. Green bus stops, which are popular in the Netherlands of all places. We're going to talk more about transportation. Green bus stops provide habitat for bees and a dose of nature for cities. And we're going to talk about the ones in all over the world. And I guess Boston is the newest city to align itself with this fun.
I can't do a Boston accent. I don't know why I tried. I'm sorry.
Boston. Say Boston.
Boston.
Say Boston. Boston. It's not Boston. It's Boston.
I like them
and it's
apples. I can't do it.
And you park your car and how you like them apples? Yeah. You like apples? You like apples? Yeah, I like apples. I got a number. How do you like them apples? That's from Good Will Hunting with Matt Damon. That's Matt Damon. Matt Damon, by the way, has that long-running feud with Jimmy Kimmel. I wonder if Matt Damon's going to be on the show. He's got to be, right? He's got to be. They have this. I don't know if you know this, but Matt Damon. This is totally non sequitur. Matt Damon and Jimmy Kimmel have had a running feud that's totally fake, right?
Yeah, it's like a joke between them that every time they bring it up. Yeah.
It's fun. It gets to the point on TV. This is on TV. It's not even a real feud, but it's like they have one where there's like Jimmy Kimmel's hanging out with Ben Affleck, which is Matt Damon's best friend. He's like, "Hey, I got Ben here, ha ha!" And the next scene, it's Matt Damon hanging out with Jimmy Kimmel's ex girlfriend. Sarah Silverman, right? I got Sarah Silverman here. He's like, holy shit, he's got my old girlfriend. Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. That is the funniest part of the Jimmy Kimmel show, by the way, is this feud with Matt Damon. Back to my story. We're talking about Boston, by the way.
We are talking about
Boston. Yeah, we're talking about Boston.
On bus stops.
I could read this in a masshole accent. That's said with affection, by the way. If you're from Massachusetts, don't get offended. Everybody calls you massholes.
I believe it's called Massachusetts. That's also
Massachusetts,
what they call it.
Right? People from Maine call people from Massachusetts massholes, and people from Massachusetts call people from Maine maniacs, right? So there you are. At least they should. If they don't, they should. Bus shelters tend to be back to the story. Bus shelters tend to be practical, utility-oriented, no-frill structure. They can offer protection from the elements, seating you while you wait. Maybe an ad to grab your attention. But a green bus stop movement is seeking to make them something more. Antidotes to the heat island effect. Habitats for native pollinators. Living advertisement for incorporating nature into the built environment. Also, reflecting less infrared heat back towards the sky. That's also a benefit. These installations were first popularized in the Netherlands. To pat yourself on the back, Netherlands, which has almost 1,000 of them. You live near one of these bus stops with all the green on it?
No,
I don't
I
know.
think they're like in the middle somewhere. They're not here. I haven't seen one. But I have seen
They have been
the solar panel bike road, which is another thing that Dutch invented.
Yeah. In California, as we covered, is covering their canals with solar panels. They're millions of miles of canals they have. The installations were first popularized in the Netherlands, which is almost 1,000 of them, and have been spreading across Europe as well as Japan, Singapore, and Canada, among other countries. The biggest U.S. collection is in Boston, which fitted 30 bus shelters with green roofs last fall. This year, green bus shelters are planned for 2 Maryland towns, Blandesburg and Edmondson. I live in Maryland. I don't know where those are.
Edmondson? I've heard of that place.
Blandesburg, it's got to be northern Maryland. Ain't nowhere around here. There have also been proposals, or it could be out on the Eastern Shore. There's a lot of land out there I haven't explored. There have been proposals to install them in Arlington, Virginia, which is a big fucking city next to Washington. Yeah.
Edmondson is by Bowie.
It's next. It really? Okay, yeah. So it's right near to us. So I can go check it out. They're still planned. They haven't been installed yet. But we can maybe take a film of them or something. We can do a remote from it. They've also been proposals to install them in Arlington, Virginia, which is a huge city next to Washington, D.C., and New York. New York, the city. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's New York,
hey, I'm
New York
walking
the state,
here.
but New York,
the green
the city.
Bus stop.
Yeah.
What are you talking
New
about?
York's gonna have a problem. If you're at a bus stop in New York, what are you doing at a bus stop in New York?
The subway's
they have
right
subways.
there.
But there isn't a lot of sun in New York. If you've ever been to New York City, you can't see the sun. You can't see the sky.
Yes, all those buildings kind of block the sun.
But that just makes it so they need to put this green stuff on the roof of these skyscrapers. Roofs on buildings have become even more common in many cities around the world, and those larger surfaces stand to have more environmental impact than a relatively tiny bus shelter. But buildings are usually owned by companies, corporations, and the city can't actually do anything about it, usually, unless they pass an ordinance. But roof plantings are often out of the view from the street. Cultivating a garden on a bus shelter can influence how people perceive the world as they make their way around town. Green bus shelters can also add up. The city of Boston estimates that if all 8,000, they have 8,000 bus stops in Boston. It might be time to put in a new subway, huh? Maybe they need a Hyperloop. And maybe the water table's too high in Boston. It is right by the ocean. Anyway, the city of Boston estimated that all of its 8,000 bus stops featured living roofs that would amount to 17 acres of green space. That's nearly the size of, get ready for it, 13 football fields is what we measure things in. Football fields. How many football? I own one entire football field.
How do you know this article was written by an American? They measured it in football fields.
Football fields are the same size. It's universal, right? They're not different. They're not different in size. They're roughly 120 yards. So, yeah. Even the Canadian football is in meters is basically, I think that's a little bit bigger. But they play football, not soccer football. Well, they play soccer. Everybody plays soccer. Green bus shelters typically involve 5 key components. 1, a rigid structure. A green roof structure needs to be able to support a lot of weight, not just soil and vegetation, but water after a heavy rain. You also need drainage. Don't forget that. So retrofitting an old bus shelter roof may not be sufficient. You don't want to put a green roof on a roof that's, say, 15 to 16 years old. Ideally, you want to put it on a brand new roof, and you want to reinforce it, by the way, and you want to make it rust-proof, because all that water is going to have to accumulate somewhere. Next comes a root barrier, and that's the number 2 thing, an impermeable fabric, plastic or rubberized material that restrict downward growth of the plants. So you don't want roots growing all over the place. On top of the impermeable layers, a drainage mechanism designed to collect and store rainwater for the benefit of plants and solely release the excess in a way that doesn't overwhelm city drains. Number 4 is soil. The depth of this layer will determine how many native plant species can thrive and how heavy and costly the green roof will be. The soil for the green roof should be more lightweight and mineral-based than the typical houseplant soil to increase rainwater retention, according to the National Park Service. Number 5 is vegetation. Native plants can help support local biodiversity. Native plants can help support local biodiversity. If they're native plants, they're already native. How is that going to make it biodiverse? That's a confusing statement to me. Biodiversity would be, in introducing something diverse, wouldn't it? Not the things that belong there. I just say it. Zoe Davis, Senior Climate Resilience Project Manager for City of Boston, said their selections have attracted butterflies, bees, birds, and squirrels. This is our goal, is to increase the population of bees. Probably the most common green roof plants are sedums, which are lightweight succulents. You can basically toss them into really extreme environments, and somehow they found a way to survive and thrive off little soil and little water at all times. Larry Davis of Green Mechanics, a Maryland company specialized in ecological design. One key advantage of green bus shelters is that the counter to urban heat islands. Living rooftops can provide more shade than glass roofs, and they don't absorb and re-emit infrared heat the way blacktop roof would. Instead, they can hold water long enough for it to evaporate and have a cooling effect. Jean-Luc Martel, a professor of École de Technologie Supérieure in Montreal, measured temperatures inside traditional bus shelters, and the ones with green roofs amount of difference as much as 50 degrees Fahrenheit at peak times. That's a big difference.
Wow.
That's the difference between freezing and 80 degrees. Let's put it that way.
I
80
agree.
degrees
100%.
Fahrenheit. Right.
Yeah.
That's a difference between, you could have ice or you could have almost warm water, really.
Huh.
Living roofs have been documented to reduce sounding air temperatures by up to 20 degrees Fahrenheit, so you don't have to run your air conditioners all the time.
Hell yeah.
A thermal imaging camera deployed in Montreal shows a bus shelter.
In a bus.
Of course, the number one thing is going to be, how can we make a buck off this? That's always the number one thing.
Sadly, that is in a capitalist, globe. That's what everyone thinks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can make if you're cooling your building, and all you got to do to cool your building and reduce your electric bill by 20% is to plant crops on top of your building and reinforce that roof a little bit more. That's all you got to really do. A thermal imagery camera deployed by Montreal shows a bus shelter with a green roof is significantly cooler than one without. The study was conducted in August of 24 as part of an experiment by École de Technologie Supérieure, a local university, which I butchered twice now. For Utrecht, a city in the Netherlands, I think I pronounced that right. Utrecht. A goal of building green bus shelters was to address a rapid decline in the bee population. Strategically placed living roofs created beelines, love it. I love the language. And helped pollinators feed, kept pollinators fed. The installations may have contributed to a steadying of the bee population, as reflected in the National Bee Census, which involves citizens counting the bees in their gardens for 30 minutes on designated days each year. Some of the green bus shelters in the United States are really demonstration projects. In San Francisco, Philadelphia, and East Lansing, Michigan, the idea was to provide information about green roof infrastructure that is often hundreds of feet out of sight. These installations may affect how people think about vegetation and their surroundings, but it's when living roofs are installed on larger scale that they may start to have real environmental effects. It is the accumulation of those small things you'll be doing that will have an impact on their long run, Martel said. So there's this extremely long story about green spaces at bus stops in the world, but specifically the United States catching on to it. More and more every day.
That's good. At least there's still some positive change happening over there. Somewhere.
I own
at
the
least
building.
For infrastructure. I mean, I've always said this since I ever went to a different country, that the infrastructure in the United States is abhorrent. It
depends on the city too.
It feels like you're trapped all the time. You can't go anywhere. You need a car to do anything. It really sucks.
It depends on the city. It depends on the city.
Why
it's
did you
very
move
local.
to the Netherlands? And it was like, because there's bikes here. There's bike roads where I can not worry about getting hit by a car. It's really that simple for me. I just like being able to leave the house and go somewhere and not have to worry. I can't get there.
Whoa. You get a woohoo. You get a big old woohoo.
But here's my dilemma.
Here.
In the city where Moose takes a ride, a green bus stop spreads nature's pride. With plants all around, it softens the sound, bringing calm to the urbanized tide. There you go. And the New York City bus stop coming soon to your area. The green bus stop.
Well, they're starting to put them up in Southern Maryland. We don't even have a decent bus service down here. That's the problem, right?
No, let's not even talk about that. I'm sure living there for 23 years is really what painted my my worldview.
Well, you didn't live here for 23 years, but it was like 15.
You're right. Less than that. But still, it painted my worldview. I'm sure where I lived before we moved to Maryland would also have painted my worldview of I can't go anywhere without a car.
It says I recently wasn't able to drive. I could drive now, but I was screwing up. I couldn't drive, so I was looking for ways to get around. So I was like, hey, I can take a bus to the metro. It's like, yeah, I got to get up at 5 o'clock, get a ride to catch the bus. Like, fuck that, you know? Or I can,
when I was working
just get a ride to the metro.
In what was it called? Greenbelt.
Yeah, I used to have to drop you off in Charlotte Hall at the bus.
I had to take the charter bus from 7 a.m. or whatever, all the way to DC.
The commuter bus.
And from DC, take the metro to the farthest it can go towards Baltimore, right? And then take that from a bus to go to the place where...
They also have buses that stop at the Hollywood airport.
Yeah. There's a reason they're offering that job to students, because the campus was right there. That's way easier than where I was coming.
Yeah, when Nate was living with us, I used to give him rides to the Hollywood airport. There was a bus you could catch down there too.
Yeah,
there's like a bus stop at the end of the road right before the airport. It's a big bus stop. In fact, he borrowed my bike one time and stashed it there in the woods. I had to go get it.
I left it in the woods. At least he was able to get it. But
I just said, just leave it in the woods and cover it with sticks.
If people ever wonder why, the guys not living in cities are stupid and stuff like that, it's because you're just stuck. You're not allowed to see the world. You're just stuck in place.
I was going to say, Nate lives in Portland now, which is a city you can get around in with no money and no car because they got trolleys. It's one of the cities that just kept their trolleys instead of, every city had trolleys before the motor car. Almost every city, the oil companies would go in and tear out their trolley lines.
Yeah.
Totally illegal, completely illegal. You're not going to have trolleys. You're going to have cars, by golly. Yeah, that should have never happened. I would love 100%. A trolley line. Just get on a freaking trolley. Give them a all-day pass for $3 and ride all day. That's what you can do in Portland. It's like $4. You can ride all day. Senior discount too. Old people can't drive anymore a lot of times. So,
yeah.
Right? Like me.
I mean, I was talking about this. I know the Netherlands always gets a good, whatever about their transportation, but I still think it can be improved. And I agree. I think there should be trams in every village that takes you to the nearest train station, just so old people and people with can't move, mobility issues, right? They can get around. Because you shouldn't be locked in your house just because you can't move.
No extra pollution is generated by trolley cars because those lines are electrified whether you use them or not.
And a lot of them use green gas too. Whatever. Right. Green energy.
Yeah, we don't, but I'm just saying trolleys are much better than cars. They're much better than taxis. They're much better than buses. You just get on and they go. And they don't, it's just.
And it's really easy to install a tram line because it's just like two rails that go very surface level on the road. Drive over them.
And if you miss one, there's another one in 10 minutes. They're that frequent. So you don't have stress. There's no stress. They don't stop for a long time. They stop for about a minute at tops. A minute. You get on, they take off, and that's it. Right?
And this is my announcement that I'm going for election in the Dutch elections, and I'm going to put a tram line in every Dutch village.
There you go. And we're going to tax the rich people to pay for it. We're gonna raise the taxes on billionaires. Who's against taxing billionaires? We're gonna get those
tram lines in every village in the Netherlands, and then we're gonna take on the world. Okay, your next segue is reminds me of a song from my culture news.
Why are people against taxing billionaires? Because it seems like It's a no-brainer, and their defense seems to be billionaires create jobs. Billionaires create jobs. I was like, millionaires can create jobs, can't they? Can't a millionaire create a job? Can't $150 million
I can create a job. I can say, hey, I need you to do this and this and this for me, and then I can pay you. I'm not going to need to be a millionaire to do that.
And what job are they creating, actually? Is that a job anybody wants?
A lot of useless jobs. A lot of jobs that billionaires create are like, you're the manager of infrastructure aesthetics. Yeah, you make sure everything looks nice. Yeah. Oh, great, thanks. I'll take the paycheck now, please.
And the argument against immigration workers, too, is funny because it's like, we can get Americans to do those jobs. Yeah, there's not enough Americans to do those jobs. Labor. We don't simply have enough Americans. And you can find enough Americans that work for piecework, which is what it is. You get paid by how much you pick, not how long you worked. One day, if you make $100 in a day, that means you worked your ass off, right? Yeah. So if you're trying to pay your mortgage, you're not exactly going to line up for farm work. Yeah. I made $100 today, and I can't work tomorrow because I'm nearly dead. So there you are. My whole week's work, $100 I did it one day, and I picked as much as I could, and still I'm broke. Anyway, reminds me of a song, huh? Okay, let's go.
Our culture segment is about somebody who's rescuing Spain's ancient bells. This is from Ignacio Amigo. I can't believe his last name's Amigo. For century, bells were the fastest means of communication, calling people to meetings, warning about wildfires, and were even believed to offer protection from storms. Now they're being given a new life. In 2002, Silverius de Ura was visiting Santillán del Agua, a village in the region of Burgos in northern Spain. He was chatting to one of the neighbors next to the town church when the man raised his hand and pointed on the bells, calling it the Centenublo bell. He told me that, when played in the right way, the bell had the power to protect against hailstones, either by pushing the storm away or by turning the hail into water, recalls Silverius. Until then, I thought the bells were only used to call people to mass or to announce that someone had passed away, but this was different. It was sort of magical. Silverius, 56, was shocked by the revelation, but thought of it as a curiosity at the time. A musician and a multimedia artist, he is often immersed in many different projects, from playing prehistoric music to producing photography and video art about his region. Then, about 2 years ago, issues of the bells resurfaced when he was visiting Covarrubias, another village in Burgos, which has a 15th century church. Silverius had the idea of creating a site that would allow these aged-old instruments to live a new life on modern smartphones. I was just thinking that the neighbors would find it amusing, he said. He took pictures, recorded the bell sound, and aided by ChatGPT, coded a very basic one. Ugh, gross! Why did you have to do that? Just hire somebody to do it for you. When he first finished, he realized he couldn't stop there. It was highly addictive, he recalls. And so the website evolved into a collaborative platform where anyone can upload photographs, audio files, and information about their local bell towers and signature bell ringing patterns. Oof. He called it Tan Talan, a name that evokes the sound of a bell ringing. Today, the website hosts more than 500 bell towers and almost 2,500 bells. Centuries bell ringing has found a fundamental way of communication in Spain, particularly in the rural world. Bells called people to attend mass, but also mark the beginning of daily chores, pauses for lunch or rest, and the end of a working day. Bells are also rung to warn about storms and wildfires, to train villagers to undertake work, to announce births, deaths, marriages. Yeah, I think our bell usually goes off at 8 a.m. for the mass. And then I think a wedding, it goes on forever. But I haven't seen anyone get married recently. Our local bell tower. Bells were the most instantaneous and fastest means of communication. When there were no streetlights, no alarms, no telephones, explains Fernando Chico, a bell enthusiast and collaborator of Tan Talan. The old times are very dynamic and diverse. For For example, if someone died, people knew not only whether the person was a man or a woman, but also exactly the time of the funeral and the person's status. Fernando, who is only 15 years old, went from playing with toy trains and spinning tops to becoming obsessed with bells. He spent at least 2 years researching and documenting bells and bells towers. With more than 400 bells recorded, he is by far Tantalan's biggest contributor. I'm lucky enough that my parents take me everywhere, he jokes. Ringing a bell may seem simple. There are many ways to do it. In the repique, for example, the bell remains still and the sound comes from striking it with a clapper that hangs inside. It's different from the bandeo, in which the bell swings back and forth. So it has the little thing in the middle, right, and swings to get the time. And from the volteo, where the bell turns over completely, the swinging bell, the one that swings all the way. So many different ways you can have a bell ring. Bells can also be struck on the outside with a mallet, producing a duller, metallic sound. In addition, these sounds played on a set of bells can be combined to create specific patterns, their meanings varying between different Spanish regions, and even between villages. For example, a very common call is toc en consejo, call to the council, used to summon villagers to discuss matters of general interest. In some parts of Burgos, this call is performed with 2 bells, one high-pitched and one low-pitched. First, the bell ringer strikes the high-pitched bell in a long peal, followed by several short strikes. So ding, 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 ding. Literally wrote it out for me. And then on the lower bell, he repeats the same pattern. Dong, 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 dong. By contrast, in the province of Zamora, the same call is performed with a single bell, repeating several times a sequence of 3 strokes. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. Thank you. I will be releasing my bell ringing album later this year. For centuries, bells were rung by professional bell ringers. Their technique passed orally from generation to generation. Over the course of the 20th century and technology, I'm sure, most bell towers have been automated. Patterns were simplified and unified across the country. As bell ringers lost their jobs or died, a large part of the cultural richness was lost. In recent years, local associations of bell ringers have emerged across the country. These volunteers work to preserve and protect the tradition, documenting old patterns and finding performance recognition. The work has been paramount in helping manual bell ringing in Spain become part of the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage List. Young people like Hernando are playing an important role in this process. Many of the members of the local bell ringing association are children or teenagers. Take a delight playing centuries-old bells and find in these realizing and learning about their traditions. Fernando himself is a member of one of these Campanos de Burgos. They organize concerts and expositions, trying to promote old ringing patterns, also document, rehearse, and practice them. Engaging with younger generation has also been one of the principles of Tantalan, which is why it was designed with mind. The platform with many features to make it more interactive and appealing to young people. For example, there is a piano where each key produces a different church bell sound, and a trivia game where people are challenged to correctly identify different patterns. Another feature allows users to deconstruct the sound of each bell in its harmonic notes and tweak them to hear the resulting sound. It is a way of attracting young people, well, said Silverius, because if we don't get the new generations interested, it will be hard to preserve. That is true. I think our bell is definitely on program. So no manual bell ringer here. Our bridge is also on a program too. No manual bridge tender. Whatever those are called. Bridge tender. But it's very cool in Spain. So that is, if you want to check them out yourself, probably just search for Tantalan. It is T with a circle over the A, N, colon, T-A-L, with an accent over the A, N. Tantalan.
Hey.
Experience the Spanish church bells, tower bells.
The Spanish church bells of the Spanish Inquisition, perhaps, right?
Hopefully not too many of them.
The song it reminded me, unfortunately, was Hell's Bells. by
Hell's
AC/DC.
Bells.
Their first song on Back in Black, which starts with, bang, bang, starts with the bells, and then it comes in with the old Angus Young guitar, and it's singing about hell, basically. The song before, their album before that was called Highway to Hell, and then their lead singer died, Bon Scott, and they replaced it with Brian Johnson, and the very first song in their very next album was called Hell's Bells. So I think it's because, I think it was related to Bon Scott dying, right? Bon Scott's dead and he's in hell is what they were saying, right? I'm just saying, because they're...
Do you hear those bells are ringing? They're ringing for our old singer.
Yeah, he was on the highway to hell, and he's there now. Okay.
Successful journey. Hey, as this is Transportation Tuesday, I'm happy to hear you got there safely,
There you go, Transportation Tuesday. I sent you a video.
Okay,
so
and our next segue is hypothetical for this day in history.
And we're going to do this day in history. How far are we going back? Oh, we're going back. We're only going back to 1779, so not that far.
Well, that's
this
America's
date in
right there.
Yeah, this day in 1779. I mean, we're already in basically the Industrial Revolution by this time. During the American Revolution, on this day, in the midst of a naval engagement between the warships Bonhomme, Richard, and Serapis, off the east coast of England, American Commander John Paul Jones, not the bass player for Led Zeppelin, but the American admiral, answered a call to surrender from the English counterpart with a famous quotation, "I have not yet begun to fight." So there you go.
You think this is all I got in me? I haven't even started yet.
That reminds you of a Led Zeppelin song. That's cool.
It reminds me of the thing we talked about yesterday. It's not over till it's over.
That's right. It's not over till it's over, which is the song by Jefferson Starship. 1806, Lewis and Clark arrived in St. Louis, Missouri at the beginning of their worldwide tour. No, they were at the end of their daring expedition to the Pacific Northwest. So they had already completed their long sojourn into the wilderness and then returned to St. Louis with all their information and stuff. All the new species and animals and plants they found, all that good shit. 1862, Autobahn. Yeah, they were doing the what was it called? The something of discovery, the trip of discovery, voyage of discovery. That's what it was called. 1862, Otto von Bismarck was appointed Prime Minister of Prussia by William I, and he took control of basically a lot of stuff. Yeah, Bismarck was your big leader. When Germany became a country, 1868, a small group of Puerto Rican radicals committed to independence attempted an uprising. El Grito de Lares, the revolt was crushed by the Spanish for being, Spain, we want Puerto Rico for some reason.
They have sugar cane. I don't know. They must have been growing something
sugar
there.
Cane. It had to be sugar, yeah. We're sugar and slaves. Slaves and sugar. Here you are. 1869, Mary Milan. If you don't know what Mary Milan is, she became known as Typhoid Mary. Was born in Ireland. Yeah, she later became known as Typhoid Mary, accused of causing multiple outbreaks of typhoid fever while working as a domestic servant in the United States. So they're a pretty shitty story, but yeah, she was a cook for a family, and she could get typhus. She could get it, but she couldn't die from it. She could just pass it on, and she passed it on to the whole family, killed all their children because she was the cook. And then she was forbidden to work as a cook, and then she ignored that and went and got another job as a cook and killed some more people with typhoid because she was still a carrier, and they had to put her on an island in New York Harbor, and then she had to spend the rest of her life on an island. Typhoid Mary. 1932, by royal decree, the dual kingdom of Hijaz and Najd, N-A-G-D, along with its dependencies, was unified under the name of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And they commenced to, making women wear burqas and not allowed to drive and, human rights. Fuck's human rights. Free speech? What the fuck's free speech? That's some nonsense. Yeah, Saudi Arabia, one of the shittiest places on earth to this day. I'm sorry. It's run by fascists, and the only reason they have money is because oil, and we need to just not be on oil all the time. 1939, Sigmund Freud died in London. The founder of modern psychoanalysis died in London. No word on what his mother had to say about it. That's a Freudian joke. 1949, American singer, songwriter, and band leader Bruce Springsteen, who became the archetypical rock performer of the late 70s and 80s. It's his birthday. Bruce Springsteen turning 76 today. Happy birthday to Bruce. Bruce! You got to chant that. Anyway. 1969, the American film, we had Robert Redford pass away last week. In 1969, on this day, was the American film that made him a star. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid had its world premiere and became a Western classic, especially noted for, of course, Paul Newman and Robert Redford. Paul Newman as Butch Cassidy, Robert Redford as the Sundance Kid, and he took that name for his film festival because that's the character everybody wanted to associate him with at the time. 1980, Bob Marley gave his last concert. It used to be a poster on the wall, now it's downstairs. Jamaican musician Bob Marley was especially known for popularizing reggae, performed his last concert, a sold-out show in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He died of cancer the following year. If he just would have got his foot amputated, he would have survived at least past 1980, right? 1981 is when he died. 1987, American choreographer and director Bob Fosse, if you remember All That Jazz, died in Washington, D.C. He revolutionized musicals with its distinct style of dance, including his frequent use of props, signature moves, and provocative steps. Yeah, Bob Fosse died this day, 1987. I want to say he died of AIDS. I'm not exactly sure, but I think he might have. 2006, American folk musician Etta Baker, who influenced the folk music revival, died at the age of 93. Etta Baker, who was a blend of Piedmont blues and bluegrass. It doesn't say what she played. That's unfortunate. Blues and bluegrass. I hope she played a clarinet, or not clarinet, a clarinet, the big bluegrass. I hope she played a banjo or a mandolin, or a fiddle, because those are bluegrass instruments. But I don't know. It doesn't have a picture of her that's definitive here. Could always look it up, I suppose. Other birthdays, other things happened today. In 1846, we discovered Neptune. Yes, the blue planet. On this day in 1846, astronomer Johann Gottfried Galle became the first person ever to observe the planet Neptune, the existence of which had been mathematically predicted by Urbain Jean-Joseph Le Verrier and John Couch Adams. Really smart guys.
There's definitely a thing over there. Then they put the math in and said, wow, there is a thing.
Exactly. We're seeing a gravitational pull in this area that looks like it could be a planet, but we cannot find the planet. And some guy, Johann Gottfried Galle, or G-A-L-E, I think that's pronounced Galle, in 1846 discovered, hey, and he called, I don't know if it was named Neptune before they found it, but heck, now they have a planet for the name. Our feature biography, another musician's birthday today, John Coltrane, saxophone player. John Coltrane and the Love Supreme. That was the name of his band. Hamlet, North Carolina was his birthplace, so he'd be 99 today, but he only lived to the age of 40. I'm going to go ahead and presuppose he had a drug problem, because that's what usually happens. Musicians, when they die at 40, he died July 17th, 1967, at the age of 40 in Huntington, New York. He's born in North Carolina. So he was born into Jim Crow in North Carolina and became a famous saxophonist with his own blues sound, really. Coltrane. Check out some Coltrane if you got a chance. 1920 is the birthday of Mickey Rooney, or Ricky Mooney, his cousin. Ricky Mooney. Mickey Rooney, famous short guy who played teenagers into his 40s. He was still playing a teenager in movies because he was, 5'1" or something, right? Famously, he got married, I think, 10 times. He just got married all the time. Mickey Rooney was always getting married and divorced. He married a bunch of movie stars too. Best friends with Joan Crawford. Not Joan Crawford. What was her name? The one that played in Wizard of Oz. What's her name? Judy Garland. Yeah, they were best friends. They were best friends for life. 1926, John Coltrane's birthday. Ray Charles' birthday. Always skipping over Ray Charles, man. It's Ray Charles' birthday. Ray Charles and Bruce Springsteen have the same birthday. That's amazing. Also, John Coltrane, same birthday, 4 years apart. Julio Iglesias, another singer, the birthday on September 23rd. South American crooner, singer and songwriter. And we already covered Bruce Springsteen, and those are our days. Our national day calendars full again. Those are birthdays and events. National Day Calendar, National Teal Talk Day. Teal's a color, also a bird, so I'm not even sure what that's about. Teal Talk Day is something. National Snack Stick Day, so get your... I mean, I used to eat snack sticks all the time when they were like, Slim Jims, they call them in this country. Slim Jims were like, when I was a kid, Slim Jims cost practically nothing because they were just real skinny tubes of sausage. Now they cost like $4 for one. I'm like, get out of here, man. There's nothing in there. It's just leftover meat, man. $4. Anyway, there's your snack stick day. Those are your more famous snack sticks. There's a whole bunch of varieties now. Slim Jim was the original, but there's a bunch of companies that make the snack sticks.
Mystery meat snacks, yeah.
Exactly, mystery meat. Overly seasoned with, whatever. National Great American Pot Pie Day. Not just your average pot pie, but a great American one. It's National Checkers Day and Dogs in Politics speech, which, again, this goes back to Richard Nixon when he was vice president. He was given a dog by a foreign leader. I think it was Khrushchev gave him a dog. And he had to go, I didn't report this free gift I got from the foreign government, and now I'm in trouble. And he said, oh, it's a dog for my kids. And he tugged at everybody's heartstrings. So just imagine Nixon, of all people, tugging at people's heartstrings.
I am not a crook.
My mind is completely blown that happened. The most unsympathetic character in the history of American history, Richard Nixon, tugging at everybody's heartstrings in about, it was 1953 or something. Anyway, it's National Checkers Day and Dogs in Politics. It's Restless Leg Awareness Day. So if you have restless leg syndrome, a thing that people get, it's your day. So shake a leg. Shake a leg. Celebrate bisexuality.
Does it explain what it is? Let's see. Carl
celebrate
Axel Ekborn,
bisexuality.
a Swedish neurologist, first described this syndrome in 1945. That's pretty long ago.
Okay, there you go. It's National Bisexuality Day. I will say celebrate Bisexuality Day. So,
oh yeah. Say no to bisexual erasure. We exist and we're real. Just because you're dating a man and you're a woman doesn't mean you're not bisexual anymore. Fuck you, haters.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to celebrate, you know exactly what to do, I guess.
Kiss a boy and kiss a girl. And kiss a non-binary person, Just kiss everyone.
Yeah, you can be Katy Perry. Do your Katy Perry. Energized Day is today. I don't know what Energized Day, but it says it's the day after the Equinox Day, and it involves a picture of somebody meditating.
I think it's probably you getting all the last sun into your body before it's gone forever for the winter. Storing it for the winter.
I'll read it. I'll have to read it.
You have to take a long bath.
Fall is
Read a good book. Go for a walk. This is all the things it's recommending. Focus on a hobby. Listen to your favorite music. Tune out digital. Write a letter. Dance around the house. Take a nap.
Basically,
sit with a pet or family member. Watch the sunset or sunrise. Get a massage and meditate. There you go. Do one of those things
it's all
today.
the stuff I did all summer anyway. The same as shit I did all summer. Nothing. I did nothing all summer. The same thing. Okay. And of course, we got to look up Teal Day, whatever the hell that was. Let's talk Teal Talk Day. Each year is over 249,000 women are diagnosed with ovarian cancer. So there you go. It's a serious business.
The color teal
Talk
originated.
All right, there you go. So wear your teal-covered ribbon. I don't know if there's any place you can even get one of those, but cancer is.
I guess that will work.
I would just wear pink for breast cancer. Why doesn't pink work for ovarian cancer? It works for breast cancer. I'm so like
I guess it's just people want to know they're in a group without actually saying the words. I'm in the group, guys.
I belong. I belong, everybody. All right, so let me get my video loaded. Otherwise, I sent it to you, but I didn't send it to myself.
You didn't send it. Did you do your outro? Were you going to say the thing that's been your... Are you supposed to say that's been your misgivings and your not readings? Did you do that already?
What's that now?
Your outro. You do an outro.
I do.
Yeah, you say, this has been your blah, 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 and your blah, blah, blah on...
Oh, that outro. Oh,
yeah,
okay. I know what you
outro.
mean. Yeah. So I was reading the Teal Talk. I was wondering what you're talking. You called it an outro. That's what confused me. I didn't know it had a label. So those are your limericks. There's your limericks. You had a limerick, right? Yeah, you did.
Yes.
These are your limericks, your haiku. We did not have haiku, but we got other things today. Your mispronunciation, limited on the technical glitches, I hope, but I'm sure when I watch it later, I'll see every time I move, it will lock up. So I got to stop moving. So anyway, get yourself checked out for any kind of cancer. That's always a good idea. So those are your things for everything this day on September 23rd on Before Great American Pot Pies and Beef Sticks, or meat sticks. And
all right, this has been
Allison.
There is an internet. Oh wait, hypothetical.
Hypothetical. There you go.
Think of a hypothetical scenario in which Freud never just slammed his bullshit into everyone's ears. Because let's be honest here, a lot of the things he came up with are not based on science. He just made them up, and everyone was like, well, he sounds like he knows what he's talking about, so yeah, let's write that down, I guess, for later. Most of the stuff he spewed out of his mouth has been disproven as an actual psychological observation. A lot of it was anecdotal. A lot of it was just him. He was the weird one.
Yeah, again, his theories are irrelevant to the fact that he invented psychoanalysis. Other than that, whatever his theories were irrelevant to that. He actually got into the psychological traps that people set for themselves. Whether he had a great theory or not anybody can have a theory. I just want to defend him on that basis, not like, oh yeah, he got to the root of all of our problems. Probably didn't, but it's at least a map to get there. It's at least a map to get there. Lay down on the couch and tell me your problems. That he invented that. That's all he had to invent. Anything after that, it's like the guy who invented the French horn or something. Nobody's going to give a shit if he ever composed a great song. The guy invented the French horn. Who cares if he composed shit with it? Who cares? He invented it, right? He wouldn't have it without it. That's all I'm saying. All right. So my video loaded.
Okay. It's also International Day of Sign Language. So for all those people who are hard of hearing or deaf, there's about 70 million deaf people worldwide. Take some time to learn some sign language, whether it be your local one, like Dutch sign language, or, British sign language, or American sign language, so that you can help yourself communicate with people who are hard of hearing or deaf. And this has been Allison from the Netherlands, Roger from the East Coast of the US, as we tie off another Tuesday, a good Tuesday. Getting ready to move globally with all this new transportation news. We'll see you tomorrow for Wacky and Weird Wednesday, in which we'll tell you about all the wacky and weird stuff that's been going on this weekend tomorrow. So make sure you're subscribed and following so you know when we go live and post a video. If you would like to support the show, Patreon. Patreon is the place to go to support the show. And also, if you would like to just spread us around, share us with your friends, like the video, comment, let the algorithm know you're interested in watching more of the show. And here is our mic drop moment. This guy was pro-workers, anti-American capitalists, and nobody figured that out.
Right? Bruce Springsteen.
He's a
turning
punk.
76 today. The Boss singing the punk rock classic London Calling.
He still always wears the
In
same
London
clothes.
at Hyde Park. He's got little Steve in there with him too. Pretty cool. Oh, and he's got Clarence Clemens. Max Weinberg is his drummer even. This is the original A Street Band.
I'm gonna sneeze. Cute.
Hold on, get my lighter.
I don't have a lighter. You can turn my phone open. Alright, don't set anything on fire. This is
Nobody
not really
does
a
this
lighter
anymore.
song.
This is
like a...
Everybody lights their cell
there should be
phones
a
now.
crash.
Nobody has a lighter.
People should be thrashing. There should be a mosh pit somewhere.
Yeah. Hyde Park, London. I'm sure there's one down front. Who knows? Like little Steven singing.
Somebody's grandpa playing the drums. He just looks so... I know he's...
Everybody up there is like grandpa. Are you kidding me?
No, that's Max Weinberg. He just looks
Max
like, oh, grandpa.
Max Weinberg.
Hey,
don't rip on Max Weinberg. Don't be ripping on Max Weinberg. That's Conan's band leader, man. He was in the Conan show.
I'm not ripping on him. I'm just saying how he's sitting and how he looks makes him look like, oh, grandpa back on the drums.
Oh, man.
I know nobody wants him to be shirtless. I'm so used to seeing drummers shirtless. Oh, he's gonna do a guitar solo now. I guess Bruce Springsteen's not really known for his guitar solo. How about you think?
Yeah, I know, because he always had Stevie Van Zandt to play guitar. But yeah, he can play. He's not a bum. He's not a bum musician.
No, I never said that. I'm just saying,
doesn't have to. Yeah.
Doesn't get the credit he deserves because he's popular. Like most things that are popular, right?
He just... I think Bruce Springsteen just generally don't give a fuck about critics. I just think he has that Bob Dylan thing where he just don't care. It's like, I'm doing this, the record company don't like it, it's their problem. It ain't mine.
I guess it's not really a hard drum beat there. He's not going to
No, it's punk.
There's a grand piano on stage. I just saw.
Oh yeah, he has a lot of songs with piano. This is a full concert. Springsteen plays for 4 hours. I mean, you like to drop off your kids at the babysitter and say, "Oh, we'll be back whenever," you know?
I don't know. We're probably going to the after party.
Yeah. After party, this concert's over at 2 a.m. This one probably was a Hyde Park. This was a Hyde Park thing. It was probably a bunch of different acts.
That's pretty cool.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels: Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old